a 2K TV challenge this year, and someone has to pick a player and play all-time Anthony Davis on blacktop. So, if you had to play your all-time self on blacktop, which player would you choose?
I would say probably a guard. I'm not sure who, but if you pick a guard, they kind of have me a little slow on 2K.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, Kenyon.
I don't think you go catch it.
You know, and so my movement, my quickness is not really as it should be. So I'll pick a guard because you probably can, beat me off the dribble. Because if it's a big, it's not going to happen.
The next question that I was going to ask you is, like, how's your game different in real life versus on the game? But you think your player in the game is a little bit slow.
Yeah, you got to speed it up a little bit. I don't think I'm that slow. A lot of people come to me and say, AD, man, you killing me on defense. And I look like I'm killing on defense. I'm like one of the best defensive players in the league. I think they do a great job overall with the players and their attributes and making sure that they're just like they play in real life.
Last question: are you the best 2K player on the Lakers?
I think I am because I don't think if you're the cover athlete, you have to be like.
Lots of energy.
Let's meet the starting lineup of the visiting New York Knicks. At small forward, at the other forward position, Mo Harkless.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have it. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours. Well, tremendous athleticism. Thanks, DA. And it's still early in the year, but already some trends developing as we check out the new power rankings. Look at Cleveland. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And I think for the Knicks, they've had an interesting start to the year. Lately, they've put together some nice wins, and you get the general sense that their confidence is growing.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot.
League without at least one elite player at one of the front court positions.
Nicola Bamba is checked in for Jonathan Isaac. And that one misses. 7 feet, 260 pounds. Vucevic has a big, strong body with great footwork inside doors, but he doesn't shoot a lot of free throws.
He doesn't, Kevin, and he can struggle at times to finish through contact. If he were a better leaper, I think he'd get to the line more. This guy is just so smart and elusive with his footwork. So this is a big-time player now, make no mistake.
Here's Fultz. Knicks with the rebound. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Orlando.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
Right out of the gates, one team gets a lead with the head-to-head advantage, bragging rights, if you will, over the other. And tonight, it starts.
Now the pass to Vucevic. To the inside. It's stolen by Barrett. And a fast break now for New York. Barrett is running. Trier in the corner. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. It's Randall with the drive, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim. And a breakout season for Julius Randle in 2018-19. Averaged close to 20 and 10, delivering on the talent that saw him taken 7th overall back in 2014.
Shooting 2. And the first one drops. Greg, the Lakers allowed Julius Randle to leave in restricted free agency in 2018 so they could preserve some of their cap space.
I mean, his defense still lags behind, but offensively, well, he is special. The lefty, tough to deal with inside.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. James Ennis, he'll check in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Evan Fournier. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Fultz. The Magic trail by 17. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And the Magic is one of those franchises that's still looking for its first title.
And Greg, they've been to the NBA Finals twice, but boy, did they run up against two of the all-time great individual closers in history. 1995, Hakeem Olajuwon says no to the Magic. 2009, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant says, no, sir, I'm getting another championship.
Bamba passes to Ennis. And here is Carter-Williams. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
Here's Ntilikina. And Bamba pulls it down.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
36 seconds left to play here in the first. And the basket is good.
I'll tell you, the next step for Mo Bamba will be more muscle, but he finishes through contact right there.
And it's Orlando with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
Here's Ntilikina. And the Knicks miss again.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. New York ahead. They lead by 13. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Aaron Gordon. Isaac comes in for James Ennis. Fournier's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. They've got Vucevic. Mohamed Bamba is out there with Isaac. And there's Fultz. And it's Fournier in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for Orlando. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son, Philip, was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will. Kevin?
Well, D.A., it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. Got that bucket in no time at all. Barrett's got 4 points now in the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Fournier passes to Vucevic. Chalk up 2 there. 6 points for Evan Fournier.
Well, the body of Evan Fournier comes into play in these difficult finishes. That's really nice.
Here's Barrett. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
New York moving the ball around. One-on-one fast break. Here's Fournier. Second shot opportunity. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Well, excellent pursuit of the basketball by Mo Bamba. Love his effort there.
Passes it to Barrett. Here's Trier, guarded by Fultz. Takes it from 10. Randall no good. And Vucevic has got the ball here for Orlando. It's a 10-point game. Fournier's shot is off.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Outside Portis. Pass to Barrett. Here's Trier. Clock at 6. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution.
Here's Payton. Over Fultz. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's New York going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You know, R.J. Barrett has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. Harkless is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point. Of course, you can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get.
Well,
the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breaking at pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, simply stated, simply not enough effort, not enough attention to detail. They've gotten run over this evening.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
The Magic making a switch here. Ross is checked in. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. The shot's good from Fournier.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty. Well, you think about the solid first year Steve Clifford had coaching the Orlando Magic. This team had a solid season with a great leap on the defensive end of the floor. Clifford once again showing he is a great defensive mind in the NBA coaching ranks.
The shot by Harkless, no good.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have, just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Fournier dishes to Gordon, and he converts the layup. Gordon's got his second bucket.
Well, you have to admire the strength of Aaron Gordon. This guy is adept at finding his way through intense defense.
Here's Payton, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Knicks lead by 8. And with Clifford and the defense, he's excelled in that area his whole career.
Well, think back at both stops in Charlotte and Orlando. His teams have been really solid on the defensive end of the floor. They limit turnovers and second chance points, get back in transition, build the wall. It's becoming his call.
Wow! Young fella. This guy is a fantastic athlete. Barrett looking like a man on a mission with that slam.
Fultz looking around. He dishes it to Vucevic. 6 on the shot clock. Over Robinson. Another shot. Robinson with the block. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. James Ennis will check in for the Magic. Dodson's checked in for the Knicks. Ntilikina comes in for Barrett. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Payton with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. The shot by Payton, no good. The Magic trail by 10. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the Magic broke a 6-season playoff drought. Nick Vucevic was the franchise's first All-Star in 7 seasons. It's been a long rebuild from the Dwight Howard era. We'll see where the team goes from here, but Kevin, they're happy to just be playing games that matter night in and night out.
All right, thank you very much, David. Fultz kicks to Ennis. The drive by Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Ennis has got his 4th assist in this one.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another. Well, the Knicks knew that offense would be an area for improvement coming into the season.
Well, Greg, they were dead last in offense in several metrics last year, most notably field goal percentage. So some of it is personnel, some of it is shot selection.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Orlando making some changes. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic, and it's Carter Williams in for Fultz. And then for New York, Bobby Portis is checked in for Gibson, and Murray's subbed in for Payton. New York leading by 8. Murray outside. Pass to Ntilikina. Here's Portis. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
No one near him on that one, and I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to fade away.
Ross passes to Carter Williams. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Good on the shot.
Carter Williams looks like he's floating out there, but has that deceptive first step.
And the pass to Murray. Down low. Outside for Robinson. From deep three-point range. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the New York Knicks with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. Ennis out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And it's Isaac in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Orlando. 6 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Fournier is checked in for S.
Evan Fournier.
Now Carter-Williams. Outside Fournier. Fires for three. Dotson with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Inside, here's Portis, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA. But now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. A good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
And he makes the first. And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
That one misses.
Boy, guys, you think about the turnaround in Orlando last season. One of the big parts of that turnaround, obviously, was the great production they got out of the center position.
Carter-Williams dishes to Fournier. Passes to Isaac. Magic moving the ball around. Bamba. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Shooting for New York. Elfrid Payton. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
A bit of heroics at the line right there as he bumps their lead to 3 and makes things a little easier for them defensively.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Penalty situation. At the line for the next, Elfrid Payton. 2 shots.
And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaking. No luck that time either. So a close game sees New York take this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony. Sports Crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. See you next time.
Listen up, game ball. Gotta give it to this absolute beast right here who pretty much did what he wanted to tonight. Nice work, keep it up. Good job, man.
Hey, I'm Mike Wang, gameplay director for the NBA 2K series, and I'm back with some expert tips. A big part of basketball is simply having the right players on the floor at the right time. So this week, we're going over substitutions and matchups in NBA 2K20. When you're loading into a game, hit the start button once to access your lineup and twice to adjust your matchups. If you see that your opponent has a mismatch, you can switch it up before they get the chance to take advantage of it. If a matchup isn't going your way once you're in the game, you can do the same thing by pausing and going into game plan, then matchups.
The blue line making its way out of the station. Our setting tonight, Boston, Massachusetts. Well, a couple injuries for them. Their rotation perhaps shortened and more minutes now. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, small ball has become the trend in the NBA.
Point forwards and big guards in demand. DA, you're right. Thank you. And now the New York Knicks starters. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in its small forward. And for the Celtics, Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Tatum out there. Wanamaker's checked in for Marcus Smart. And Jason Tatum. His rookie year regular season was good. Then the numbers went up a lot in the playoffs. And then the second year, just for whatever reason, his compass was off track.
The thing with him is the free throw attempts. Like if you look at Carmelo and Kevin Durant and some of the better scoring forwards over the years, those first couple years they were getting to the line. And with him, he went to the line 3.1 times last year, which is crazy. That's not even one free throw attempt a quarter.
Yeah.
So he should be in the 8-9 range. He's unstoppable when he goes to the basket. He's got long arms. He can finish with either hand. And for him to settle for 20-footers, which we know is the worst shot in basketball, it's really frustrating. I hope you're listening, Jason.
He is. He's playing. Actually,
he's playing me right now. I hope, Jason, if you're playing yourself right now, go to the basket.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Here's Wanamaker, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first personal.
A handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team and now his Supermax is $240 million instead of $180. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year from somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position with Giannis, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around
You can't maneuver.
You can't. No. So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the Supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not prohibitive.
A percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people can compete better.
And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
Bill, if you're building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's turning 25 this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I play.
On the clock. And It's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Knicks ball.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Though for quite a while, you've been a holder of Clippers season tickets. I've seen you there myself.
Yeah.
I know you love the game and love just to watch as a fan and sometimes take off your professional hat. How much have you enjoyed watching them compete? Hayward at small forward, with Tatum at the 4. Jaylen Brown out there with Marcus Smart. And it's Tice in at the center position. That's the Boston 5. Back to Robinson. The pass to Harkless. New York moving the ball around. Clock at 4. Here's Randall. It's hauled in by Brown.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points. He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
And Bill, of the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984, came back against the Lakers in the Kevin McHale clothesline game. Brought them back to the Garden for Game 5. It was so hot, Kareem had to wear the oxygen mask. And then finished him off in Game 7.
Rambis was the recipient of that clothesline,
He was,
wasn't he? Yes.
and he deserved it. It's not like he didn't deserve it. But the Celtics were just tougher that year, and I try to forget that the next year they came back and beat the Celtics.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much.
The big body of Randall using those broad shoulders to protect the ball in traffic.
2 minutes to play in the corner.
Now here's Smart, guarded closely. Tatum against Robinson. Tatum's shot is off.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
And looking now at some numbers here for Randall. Coming off a terrific season, 19th in scoring, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
Yeah, and like you said, one of the better scorers in the NBA last season, a tireless worker on the offensive end. He could be even better this season. No good on the free throw. Murray's checked in for Harkless. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Celtics trail by 3. Here's Brown. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal.
It's on R.J. Barrett.
And for Brown, it's about consistently improving. We've seen flashes from him, but now it's time for him to meet expectations.
The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And Brown drops them both. There's 1:38 left to play in the first half. Pass to Randall. That shot misses. Now the Celtics take it the other way. And always as enlightening as you're going to find. Bill, thank you so much for your insights. Always appreciate you joining us. I hope you come back.
I don't want to leave. Why do I have to go? Can I just stay here for the
I'm
rest
reading
of the
this
game?
note, and the note says,
No, I don't
thank
want to
Bill.
go. I'm not leaving.
Hope he comes back.
I'm staying.
Okay. And GA, what a pleasure talking with Bill about this game. He brings that super fan perspective.
From a young child watching games at the Garden, and you sense he's never lost that wonder and enthusiasm.
Smart on the wing. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Here's Randall. Trying to get open is Robinson. Randall no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And Hayward gets it to go.
And good for his career. Hayward, a solid three-point shooter. He won't hesitate with those.
Pass to Murray. And Smart over to help. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. Here's Wanamaker. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. It's the Celtics. They lead by a bucket. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the...
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Gotta pick up the intensity on D.
For sure.
Step slow tonight.
Got you, Coach.
Got time. Keep grinding.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed. Great value in rim protection, Chris. Talk about some of the characteristics that you have seen and you use yourself in being a good shot blocker.
Well, your reputation precedes you as a shot blocker. So as a shot blocker, you've already blocked enough shots that everyone knows, hey, I'm Rudy Gobert. Don't come here in here unless you want to get that shot swatted out of the way. My name's Joel Embiid. Did you see my highlights of last game? So really what I'm saying is a shot blocker is always in your thought process. I still have nightmares about Mutombo. Oh, come on, let's
I bet.
Go to the next one, please. Come on. Get off shot blockers.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Portis is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Dotson in at the 3 slot. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. A promising point guard was traded to the Knicks. And Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hand.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. And the Knicks miss again.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
And going right to the rim. Love the attack mindset and the ability to finish strong.
Knicks trail by 11. Randall surveying the D. Just 5 to shoot. Unloads from 13. That one rolling around and rims out. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. To the paint. And slam dunk by Tatum.
We love the different ways that Tatum can score. Posting up, facing up, putting the ball on the floor. He's having a great night.
And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Now that's the way you want to end the quarter, with the momentum on your side.
And so it's Boston, holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Now, as we add stops and add scores, don't let the little things get us off kilter, okay? Play with poise. Let's go.
Well, it's clearly Greg trying to keep his team. Making some changes here. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Pass to Harkless. Now, here's Barrett. Over Green. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
We've got Williams. Smart is out there with Green, and it's Hayward, and it's Tice in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Smart misses.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
The pass to Robinson. Over Tice. Robinson, that's good.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Boston.
They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Here's Hayward, and the wide open shot from Green. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. And the Celtics lead by 16.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
But GA, this is no let up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
That one is off.
Well, last season, the chemistry for the Celtics, well, to put it nicely, it was lacking. I mean, they had friction over playing time, players pointed fingers. Marcus Smart said it. I mean, they weren't together.
Here's what
At the line for the Celtics, Grant Williams will be at the line shooting 2.
That's good from Williams. And both free throws good for Williams. Here's Ntilikina. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution.
Thank you for joining us. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David